Welcome one and all to a Tropical Nights and City Sights special here on Cruise1st TV with Derek and Joe.
Hello.
We are heading off for some inspiring and exotic getaways with Princess Cruises.
Yes, we certainly are, and get ready for the enchanting Caribbean and Bahamas for March next year. You can hear the palm trees swaying in the breeze already, can't you?
Ooh, yes.
Now we've got a Southeast Asia trip for you next October to tell you about too, staying in Singapore and cruising around Vietnam and Thailand, and staying for a fabulous overnight in Bangkok.
So stay right where you are if you're ready for a dreamy deal from Cruise1st. Now let's go back to those swaying palm trees because I like the picture. Plenty of them on our next trip to the Hawaiian Islands of Mexico in March with Princess, and we're flying first for our 19-night dream deal to Hollywood itself, LA, to wander that walk of fame, and we're staying here for 2 nights in a hotel. How
Brilliant.
Fabulous.
Oh, it's nice to have a cheeky 2-night stay in Los Angeles. You've got not only the incredible, of course, monuments, famous monuments such as the Walk of Stars, Rodeo Drive, Sunset, and of course you've got to head up to Beverly Hills and do the Star Tours as well. That's a fun thing to do. But you've got Hollywood Bowl, you've got the surrounding areas of Santa Monica Beach, which is lovely, overlooking the Pacific, of course. There indeed is the iconic Hollywood Hills sign. You've got to do a selfie with that. Then it's time to cruise on board Emerald Princess for 16 nights, heading out of San Pedro Port in Los Angeles or Long Beach. This is going to be an easy one to head to from the town, and of course enjoying Princess at its finest with the gorgeous Emerald. From movies under the stars through to some of the most delicious locally and regionally sourced food and wine pairings. The Princess experience is really iconic, and it's what cruising is all about. It's classic cruising at its best, but with the best quality at every single turn. From the easiest way of navigating yourself and your friends and family around the ship using the medallion, which interacts with screens around the ship, opens your stateroom door, allows you to order drinks. I think it's the most dynamic system at sea when it comes to, making your time on board easy and being able to plan effectively. And the great thing about cruising is you can plan as little or as much as you like. If you're someone that likes to get everything, all your T's crossed and all your I's dotted before you even get off the ship in the ports, then the great thing is you can book your shore excursions ahead of time and plan every single hour down to the minute when you're in port. Or you can be the opposite and you can have nothing planned and just take a wander, or you can maybe have a combination of both, which is my favorite thing to do.
And the good thing about this cruise is because you've got a longer duration going on, actually your first 5 days are at sea, which normally you would think, oh, is that a good thing? Yeah, absolutely, because that's kind of like it's kind of in a way it's like a forced holiday in a way, because you're not missing out on a port.
Nope.
You're getting to know the ship. You're getting into that cruising pace of life where you have to remember to be on holiday.
Yes.
We're so used to our everyday life. We've got a routine. We've got to kind of gear ourselves up and rev ourselves up. And actually, when you're on a cruise, you can completely do the opposite. You can say, oh yeah, I'm on holiday. I must remember that and really enjoy it and lavish in it.
And they plan those 5 days, by the way, down to the absolute T.
Oh, there's loads going on.
Yeah, there's tons going on. A lot of it will be also destination specific. So they'll have like the Hawaiian luau's. They'll have all the things to gear you up for the port, such as, excursion, port talks and things like that. So we're cruising out of Los Angeles, and after some days at sea, we're going to be into gorgeous Hilo on Kona, the island of Kona. Now, some things to visit here are the incredible Rainbow Falls in Alaska Falls State Park, and the Hilo Farmers Market's wonderful too, to pick up some local produce. Then we're on into Honolulu, the capital on Capital Island, which is Oahu. You have got Waikiki Beach within easy reach. You can take a catamaran sail out or head up to Hanauma Bay for superb snorkeling, see those beautiful pufferfish. Then we're into Nawiliwili. Nawiliwili on Kauai is also a place of lush natural beauty and volcanic landscape. Look at the gorgeous green hills right there. Take an excursion which will give you a little best of Nawiliwili, so you see a bit of everything by minibus. Then we're into Kalui, which is Maui, on sort of the further part of Maui. It's bustling. It offers you a lovely blend of cultural attractions and outdoor activities. You can head to the Lau Valley State Park for hiking, or again, just a minibus tour. Then we're into Mexico, Ensenada, where you can go wine tasting in the Valle de Guadalupe, or you can go to the Bufadora, which is the blowhole. And there's lots of markets surrounding that area too, but it's a fabulous natural phenomenon. Then we're back into Los Angeles, where you'll disembark and fly back to the UK. Now, if you do want to extend your trip, then speak to our team. You could maybe spend a little bit longer in Los Angeles or the surrounding area, or head to other regions on that side. I'm thinking Seattle maybe, yeah, or maybe San Francisco.
Oh, yes, actually, yes, you're right. And if you did, I'm just thinking out loud right now, if you did go from LA and you went to Seattle for a couple of nights, we could probably hook you up with an Alaska cruise out of Seattle as well, and you could do fire and ice together. We've quite often done that as a combination actually of cruise experiences, and they are fantastic. Now, to come back from a trip like this, just think of the many stories that you will have, not only of the great times that you had cruising with Princess, but the great times you will have cruising those wonderful Hawaiian Islands and Mexico. You lucky, lucky people. Oh, and the price tag, nowhere near where you're thinking. Look, as soon as I saw this, I just thought, my word, actually, I've had to rewind a bit and say, how long was that cruise? Was it like 7 or 8 nights? No, it wasn't. 16 nights of cruising here. This price is absolutely ridiculous. To me, it's great and it's worth grabbing straight away. And you can today with a deposit of just £199 each. It is brilliant. So this includes your flights to and from Los Angeles, a 2-night hotel stay there before you cruise, and then the main attraction, 16 fabulous nights of Princess cruising on the Emerald Princess. Full board, remember, 16 nights to really holiday as you cruise those wonderful islands. Find out more about them, go and see those wonderful pictures that we saw earlier, and you take a trip into Mexico as well. Never a rush on this trip. It's really lovely. The pace of this is great. 19 fabulous nights offering so much along the way, and a deposit today of just £199 each clinches this price tag and locks it in for you for next year. Here's everything that's included. It's honestly, it is so good. There are other dates available for the package from January to March, and then again next year from September to November. And if you want prices for those, just talk to the team. In fact, you can plan this trip into early 2027 as well, between January and April as well. All available with low deposits, which is brilliant. Gives you plenty of choice. Call our team for the best prices, of course. Let's just go back to this feature date, because that price is so good. If you want to make it all-inclusive, your best friend in the cruising world when it comes to an all-inclusive package, I think, is Princess Plus, because it just sits there and says, right, you know what, for 50 quid a day, you can have full premium drinks, you can have all the Wi-Fi you can handle, and it's satellite Wi-Fi as well, which is brilliant. Your tips are included in that. There are things like premium desserts, which are wonderful. I mean, if you one of their premium desserts, by the way, I can't remember what the price is on board. I think it's maybe $12 or so, but you get a couple of those included every single day. If you were to buy those in the seaside here in the UK, they'd be like 15 quid. They absolutely would. So if you want to add that to your offer, then please just talk to the team, because it will save you such a heck of a lot versus buying all of those things individually. So call us right now on 0800 953 4700. And if you want to look at wonderful pictures of wonderful beaches, you could do worse than getting a copy of one of our Cruise1st brochures. There's just a couple of pictures, for instance, of the Caribbean. Very nice pictures indeed, but it's not just pictures, it's wonderful cruise deals here that we don't always get the time to go through on the TV. Have you got one of these? Is it coming through your letterbox? It's free, you know. There's no price tag on it. There's no, there's no barcode. If this was in the newsagents, it's probably be about 5 quid these days, something like this. We can send one for free about once a month to you. All you need to do is call our team 0800 953 4700, and we will get you on the mailing list. One more thing as well, make sure that you are on the Instagram, like I know what I'm talking about. and on the Facebook as well. Find us there, because if there's a flash deal going on, sometimes it's only 24 hours. There's no way we even get to talk about it on the TV. You'll find it on Facebook and on Instagram as well. But get signed up for these. Just give us a call.
And that's on the World Wide Web.
Yes, the internet,
yes.
The www.
Yeah, just in case you're wondering. Now, it's all the rage these days. Now, Princess Cruise is a memorable cruise, and so many people go back for more and more, making them so popular. I'm not surprised when you see the ships and everything to do on board, and, you know, you can really just have the best holiday ever. Let's head to the Caribbean and Bahamas next and enjoy nearly 2 weeks of relaxing getaway, flying first out to Miami, where we've included 2 nights in a hotel here to enjoy this stunning city and its beaches indeed. So, you know, you're heading out in springtime here, which, yeah, sometimes spring, sometimes isn't, to fabulous South Florida, which is always sunny and lovely and wonderful and interesting. And it's very arty, Miami. You've got Wynwood Walls, which is the art district, but also down in South Beach, you've got the iconic Collins Avenue and all of those mid-century deco architectural building, you know, really architectural rich areas. Great shopping there too. Lincoln Mall, which is outdoors, and you can stroll the streets and do some shopping in the home of the rich and famous and glamorous. Then it's up to Fort Lauderdale, where we'll board the Enchanted Princess, and you're going to be on board for 10 nights, which is fabulous. And this is Royal Class. She was only launched a couple of years ago. I mean, look at the glamour that you'll encounter from the minute you set foot on board this beautiful ship. The Grand Piazza, for example, is inspired by the vibrant squares of Europe. So you've got street performers, boutiques, a spiral staircase, and several glass-walled lifts providing panoramic views. And I love that this is the focal point and hub of the ship. It's kind of, you know, in the past few years, a lot of cruise ships segued away from the focal point being the atrium, but I like how Princess is bringing it back to classic cruising at its finest and realizing that everyone wants to have that focal meeting space, because you do on some ships, it's just like a, you know, it could be like a lounge.
Well, and also what they're doing as well with this same kind of concept is where normally, if there was something like a live game show, for instance, they would always put that in a theatre or a lounge. They're actually bringing more and more of that kind of interactivity into those main feature areas too.
Yes.
So when you go out, I think Princess are really great at actually creating this vibe that when you go out in the evening, you don't necessarily need to have a fixed plan. It's like going out in town. You don't know where you're going to be, you don't know where you're going to eat, you know, you don't know what kind of entertainment you'll pop up to. And that makes every night vibrant and different, and gives you lots more choice and opportunity. I mean, it's just beautiful.
Yeah, more al fresco dining than ever before, which is lovely. So which means all the tables will be set up for your dining experience, not just like heading outside in the buffet. It's a proper curated dining experience outside. And it feels so special just to be in the warm ocean breeze, you know, having your delicious dinner served for you. And of course, you've got lots of premium options when it comes to specialty dining, such as Sabatinis, such as the steakhouse indeed as well, and you know, many more to choose from depending on what your taste is. Alfredo's for pizza, which has got delicious pizza. I mean, recently experienced the incredible service and quality on board. I have to say that was a highlight for me. Entertaining, we touched on that before, but you don't have to be in the theatre watching a live show. You could be literally heading over to watch live jazz, you know, in Table 5, which is great, or maybe you want to head on over and watch some sort of crooners in the Crooners Bar with Sinatra-esque music and old school alcoholic drinks, you know. I just like the idea of rocking up to the bar and saying, "I'll have an old fashioned, please." And then, of course, you know, next time the bartender will probably remember your order. I'll have the usual.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
sure.
That's the lovely thing about the staff and crew on Princess. They're just, you know, they're so wonderful and so friendly, and they have great memories. They'll remember what you've ordered, for example. We're cruising out of Fort Lauderdale, and we're into Princess Keys first, which is the private island of Princess in the beautiful Bahamas. Some of the best snorkeling, diving in the world is the Bahamas. I mean, the oceans are crystalline azure perfection, and the beaches, my goodness, powder white, beautiful sand. Now, this is your very own personal paradise as well. So whether you book one of their, you know, excursions to see the marine life or just lounge on the beach, you will love this experience. Then Charlotte Amalie St. Thomas is next, the US Virgin Islands. One of my favorites of all time, I have to say. Downtown shopping is a must in Charlotte Amalie. You know, they have incredible options for tax and duty-free shopping. Rossau Dominica's next up, and the beautiful Botanic Gardens await, or maybe Middleham Falls and Champagne Beach, so-called, because, you know, just imagine champagne sand and that beautiful, clean, beautiful ocean awaits you. Bridgetown, Barbados is up next, and Atlantis Submarine is quite the experience. It's like, you know, you're heading into a proper submarine down underneath and seeing the marine life. You've got Harrison's Cave. The Segway experience is a fun one to do as well, you know, to get out there and explore. Then we're into Fort de France in Martinique, which is part of the French Antilles, and it has a French charm, especially if you head downtown and see the shops and the bakeries and things. You'll feel like you're in the south of France, but with a Caribbean vibe as well. Talking of that, some lovely beaches. Then it's Antigua, which has a beach for every day of the year. It's 365. My personal favourite is Dickinson's Bay. It is unbelievable. Then you also have some shopping right there at the terminal in Redcliffe Quay. A couple of days at sea will see us back into Fort Lauderdale, where you'll disembark, and we will fly you back to the UK.
This is nice as well, because it feels like now, I know we've had and we are having a pretty clement year weather-wise, in terms of, blimey, we're actually having a bit of a summer here. What's going on? This is unusual. And so you might be thinking, I don't want to talk about holidays at the moment. I'm just enjoying, you know, the back garden's fine with me right now. I mean, look at the time. This is a garden tan. But you know what? This is a great time of year to plan an adventure for March, because by then we'll have gone through another probably quite, you know, prolonged cold and dark spell. At the moment it's wonderful, it feels lovely, it's light all the time, it's warm, we've got sunshine, the garden's looking great and all the rest of it. Then you forget, it won't be long until it turns dark and cold, and it's a long stretch. So this is quite a nice way of knowing that you've got that kind of Caribbean light at the end of the tunnel for March. It's brilliant, you deserve it, and it's wonderful to enjoy the luxury of Princess, isn't it? Your flights are included, the Miami stay's included, and it's an unbeatable price tag as well. Because if you're only half thinking about it before, that price tag should turn your head as well, because it's pretty good considering everything that's included. Now, deposits today, just £199 each. Catch the deal before it runs away. That's your flights. It's a 2-night Miami hotel stay and 10 nights cruising on Enchanted Princess, full board on a great ship. More importantly, you're sailing in the Caribbean and the Bahamas, including a day at Princess Keys, the exclusive private island for Princess. It looks amazing. It looks so undisturbed as well, doesn't it? Looks like one of those really natural places that you just want to go and explore, wander around and just sit on one of the beaches. It is incredible. If you have any questions about this offer whatsoever, that's what that's all about. It's a free phone number. We're open 7 days a week, so call us and we will answer any questions that you have. 0800 953 4700. Here is an overview of everything that's included. There are other chances for the same package as well from January through to March. So if you want to book something in for the very start of the year, you absolutely can. And also the back end of next year as well, from next December through to April in 2027, whenever that is. But I mean, it's great to do advanced planning, and you can get low deposits in places. Obviously, price varies by date, so the price on screen is for our feature date. If you want prices for any of the other dates we've talked about, just call the team 0800 953 4700. Again, you can add the Princess Plus package to this offer. £50 per person per day, including your full Wi-Fi, your tips, premium drinks, and so many other benefits while you cruise as well. Again, talk to the team and they'll talk you through all of the details and all the savings that you can make with that as well. Princess Plus alone is genius. I'm surprised, to be honest with you. The price of Princess Plus has not changed, I would say, in about, I'm going to hedge my bets here, about 4 or 5 years. I don't think it's changed at all. I am surprised that it hasn't changed. So take advantage while it is still there.
Yeah, So true, isn't it? Like, we're still giving you so much value here with your additionals with Princess Plus. Yeah, so talk to anyone that's cruised with Princess and they'll share stories of great nights on the ships with lots of choice on offer, fabulous foods from around the world, and lots of entertainment choices just to stroll away. Combine that with the ease that you can now discover parts of the world we used to only dream of, and you'll understand why these holidays are so popular.
So true.
Now, we are off to discover Vietnam and Thailand with Princess for next October. And this 2-week break flies us first to Singapore for a 3-night hotel stay in this fascinating city. And Singapore is a really good stopping off point to head off on cruise, because it doesn't feel like it's too chaotic. Singapore's very ordered and organised. You have the luxury of Orchard Road with all of the glamorous big designer names, and you have the authenticity of the markets and the fantastic temples, which also allow you to explore the culture of Singapore. You have places like Gardens by the Bay and Sentosa Island if you like to go and see all the big spots in Singapore, but then you also have the Kapongs if you want to learn about the history. So we have 9 nights on board Royal Princess to enjoy, which is a lovely length. It's always my favourite length of cruise, 9 to 10 days, just that in-between point. And it will be your time, absolutely your time, to plan as you would like to enjoy it, including just maybe spending every single day relaxing by the pool, having even a cabana massage from the spa, which you can arrange to actually have done out there by the pool, which is wonderful, or head up to the spa for a bunch of treatments. By the way, they do treatment packages. Do check out all the different daily promotions. Like, for example, in Port, they might do a discount for you to do a treatment package, like a fire and ice pedicure, they call it, when you do the hot stones and the manicure together, and that goes for all of the shops on board too. The shops also do promotions, so they're always there to make your stay very special and, you know, give you that extra added value. And of course, when it comes to dining, they have won tons of awards in the cruise industry. And as you know, the cruise industry is so competitive and it's ever growing. So to be able to get accolades like Best Pizza at Sea, you know, Best Bed at Sea by Cruise Critic, you've got to be fantastic at what you do. And they are. So, you know, you won't be disappointed.
Yeah,
it's impossible.
That's a good point, actually, because there is so much choice in the cruising world. It's great for all of us, because it means that every cruise company not only needs to up its game, but it needs to maintain that as well, to maintain the reputation, because of course, you know, otherwise you would just have a cruise line that was full of people who went once and said, oh, right, okay, well, that's not for me, right, and then moved on to, you know, another cruise line. People come back religiously, year after year after year, and because there is that familiarity across the ships, across the fleet, the kind of experiences, they have signature dining venues and a signature service and standard which is always maintained, and people come back. Every time I hear from someone who has been on a Princess cruise, they say, you know, they'll always tell me about the places they're going to, which always says to me, well, the ship was great. It gave them everything they wanted and more, because they're talking about the destinations. Especially Brits, no offence anyone, but we'll always, well, you know, if the taps weren't so stiff, or I couldn't open the window, or whatever it was, do you know what I mean? We'd say that first, and then we'd talk about where we went. But with Princess, you know, you never hear, I don't think I ever hear anyone saying, well, yeah, the ship was all right, but.
Well, exactly. And Mr. P said that on his recent cruise.
Yeah,
you know, everything was good. Everything. We know his standards are high too. So, you know, you have exceptional quality every turn on Princess. Oh, the sea walk's a fun thing to do too, if you're brave. Fountain light show. I mean, this is the only ship at sea that does that, line at sea. We're into Nha Trang in Vietnam first of all, where you can go to the Baho waterfall for swimming and cliff jumping, or to even just watch it. And the Po Nagar Cham Towers and Long Song Pagoda are really fascinating
cliff
too.
Jumping?
Yeah, you can watch people cliff jumping up there.
I'll watch.
Ho Chi Minh is next. Once known as Saigon, you can take a river cruise on the river there, the Saigon River, or maybe discover some hidden gems of the city in the narrow alleyway byways, the back streets, take a walking tour of downtown. Then we're into Bangkok for an overnight. How about a trip out to see one of the traditional puppet shows with the shadow puppets? And you can book that, your unique cultural experience on board with the Princess Excursions team, so you can make the most of it. And there's a cat-a-day cat cafe there as well, where you can go and sit with the little kitty cats.
Cute.
Then we're into Koh Samui, which is down in the islands of beautiful Thailand. Fisherman's Village is fascinating. You ought to head through there and see some of the great shopping and spas and all of the fun things going on. But stunning beaches on Koh Samui. It's magical. Then we're back into Singapore, where you'll disembark and we'll fly you back to the UK after this wonderful Vietnam and Thai adventure kicking off in Singapore.
Yeah, I was thinking actually when I was looking through this, because you're right, the duration for this I think is perfect, because you've got your couple of nights in Singapore and then you've got the 9-night cruise. It kind of feels right as a bit of a discovery package if you've never really done this part of the world, and I include myself in that as well, because you've got a little bit of Thailand, a little bit of Vietnam, you've got time to get to know Singapore as well, so plenty of amazing sights to enjoy. And this is for next October as well. I always think a trip like this, you kind of do need a good few months, if not a year or more, to kind of run up to it, because it's quite a brave thing to do first time actually if you've never been to that part of the world. But of course Princess will take care of you beautifully. Here's your price tag for the entire package, which again, the other thing about going to unfamiliar parts of the world is that when you're trying to make the arrangements yourself, you're like, what if I get this wrong? Like, it's the other side of the world. Like, I don't know, is this hotel better than that one? It's, you know, like too much to think about. And you don't have to think about it here. You can just book it. And in fact, actually, the excitement about going on this trip can start today, because a low deposit will lock in that price and then you know it's happening, which is brilliant. Then you can start looking forward to it, doing all the research that you want to. But in terms of the arranging, we do all of that for you. The package includes your flight over to Singapore, 3 nights in a hotel there, and you know how many people we send to Singapore every single year, so they're great hotels that we use in the city centre as well. Then you've got 9 nights of full board, amazing times on the Royal Princess, enjoying that lovely luxury on board. Great cabins, of course, with everything you need. They're smart ships with lots on offer. Everything being taken care of for you as you cruise in Vietnam and Thailand. The overnight stay in Bangkok is brilliant as well, by the way, because it means that you can go into the city by day and by night as well. It is superb. And of course, we include the flight back from Singapore at the end of the cruise. Here's everything that you get for your amazing price tag. And it really is a great price tag. People ask me all the time. It's so funny when people ask me, all the time it happens, have you got any good deals? You must have some good deals. I'm like, yeah, they're on the telly 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
That's where those best deals are. I don't have any better deals up my sleeve or in my back pocket.
Right.
You get them all on screen. Honestly, people do say to me, oh, you must, because you're the man on telly, you must get all of the deals. They put them straight out on the Facebook page. They put them straight out on the Instagram. We put them straight on telly long before I get to see them, honestly. Yeah. And they are so good. Honestly, just spend a day watching our channel and you will see just how amazing and the great value for money these opportunities are. You can make all of these offers all inclusive with Princess Plus as well. It's a fixed price of £50 per person per day, and that gets you premium drinks, Wi-Fi, gratuities, and so many other goodies included. It is well worth doing. So again, talk to the team about that, because the value inside that package is definitely worth having. Are we at the end of the show already?
That just zipped by, didn't it?
I honestly, we have a clock on our camera that you can't see, but we can, and it now says 21 seconds to go. And I'm like, what? How? That is bizarre. Anyway, listen, if you want to see this show again, it's on our YouTube channel. It's called Tropical Nights and City Sights, which is a beautiful name. Try and say that 3 times in a row after a good night, and it's impossible. But anyway, listen, so you can go and watch this show all over again. But of course, if you don't want to do that, stay where you are. There's another show on the way.
Bye for now.